Ironically enough, I'm not sure how many people actually know, but you were actually in the ring with Tank, sparred him before, got some really good work in. I know that you know Tank really well. Um, how, there's always that little rumor that Tank could be fighting Ryan Garcia, quote unquote, in December. Who really knows, man? That's boxing sometimes. But could you see a world where Ryan picks up that win? Would you favor Ryan in a matchup like that?
Oh hell no, no.
You ain't even think about it at all, man.
I just know boxing, man. Tank is a real he's a boxer. He's a real fighter. Like he does this. This is what he do. We all know Ryan Garcia got other things that he do outside of boxing. I feel like Ryan is just not all the way into it like how Tank is. And on a world level like that, you got to be all the way into boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? You just got to all the way be into it. So just off of that, I just feel like Tank is gonna crush Ryan.
So is the mega fight in your view Shakur actually versus Tank as opposed to Shakur versus like a Lomachenko or Devin Haney?
I feel like you put Shakur in there with anyone in the fighters is a mega fight. Like who wouldn't want to watch Shakur Lomachenko? Who wouldn't want to watch Shakur and Tank? Who wouldn't want to watch Shakur and Devin Haney? Like who wouldn't want to watch all of that? And I told Shakur before he even walked out after his post fight interview in the ring, I said Shakur 135 is where you gonna shine at. That's where you really gonna make your mark and show the world who you really are. You understand
Well,
what I'm saying?
well, let me pause you for a second there, actually. Since you're saying that 135 is where he's gonna really shine at, were you surprised actually that he didn't make the weight this past Thursday?
Oh yeah, I was definitely surprised. I feel like he could have going into the fight, I'm thinking like he's gonna make the weight. Shakur always makes weight.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was definitely surprising to everybody. I feel like.
gotcha. Makes a lot of sense. So let's put those three guys in a hat, man. Lomachenko, Haney, Tank. Is Tank the number one guy at 135 in terms of challenging Shakur the most? I know you said all of them are mega fights, and you're right, but is Tank the guy where you're just like, yeah, I'm still favoring Shakur, but Tank, that brother's a handful.
I feel like stylistically, I think it's gonna be Devin Haney
Hmm.
because Devin Haney is just so much naturally bigger than Shakur, and just the style that Devin Haney fights. He's really punching to get away. He's not really punching to really commit. I feel like, and
Hmm.
Shakur is so defensive, but I feel like with a fire style like Devin Haney, he's gonna have to be offensive. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get him. I won't say out of his comfort zone, but it's gonna get him to do something he normally doesn't do. Understand what I'm saying? I feel like with a fight with Tank, Tank is walking to you, he's coming to you, he's Tank. So Shakur can still be defensive and just still be Shakur. Understand what I'm saying? But with
Sure.
depth, it's gonna be different.
Do you think that, and not trying to pit you guys against one another or anything like that, but both of you guys have, it's kind of a weird situation at 135 because it's like Haney's at the top, he has all four belts, and let's just say Shakur beats him, he has all four belts. And I know obviously you're just like, yo, I want to be a world champion as well. So do you think 135 is actually big enough for both of you and Shakur, man?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It's in God's hands at the end of the day. God really know what He got planned for me. I would say, and I just feel like you know, for the most part, we can do whatever we want. Like if I want to go down to 130, if I can make 130 and top rank, is gonna be like, all right, Keyshawn, we support you. Go down to 130, get them belts. If I want to stay right there, then me and Shakur is just gonna run the division, and we're gonna stay right there, and we both gonna have belts. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely big enough for the both of us. I feel like, I never really thought that it wasn't for real.
Gotcha. Now, as you said something yesterday on live that, I think caught a lot of people's attention when you were, kind of discussing Broly a little bit. That also got
Who you
people.
make?
That
Who
was
you
the nickname. That was the nickname you gave him. I'm not gonna say it though. I like Broly. We're cool people, so I'm not gonna say that. But yeah. So I guess that got people's wheels turning. I guess that's a matchup that could happen at some point. Um, is he a guy that stylistically you're just looking at like it's an easy fight, or do you look at him and say, Broly's actually a really good fighter, and that is a difficult fight for me?
Really trash.
Nah, just short and sweet. That's it.
Rolly trash. And he's scary. He talk his way into fights.
So
He
I guess
talk.
is there anything about his game where you just I don't really want to say respect because I think you respect all fighters, but is there anything about his game overall where you're just like, I don't think Rolly's that good, but I know he does X, Y, and Z really well that I have to like kind of watch out for.
What round Tank knock him out in?
Six.
I mean, he gotta be some type good. He hung in there with Tank for 6 rounds, so he gotta have something with him. But me outside looking in, I don't really see shit. I'm gonna just have to get in the ring and see for myself with him. But I mean, he hung in there for 6 rounds, so he gotta have something, right?
Fair enough, man. Do you think that well, it kind of seems like I know Shakur said that he wanted to fight Haney, wanted to fight Loma, but at least it appears as though Top Rank could be setting up a Devin Haney versus Lomachenko fight. If both guys win, Haney has to be Cambosis, Vasily has to be Jermaine Ortiz on October 29th. Let's just say live in a perfect world, both guys win. Who would you give the edge to in that fight, man?
Uh, Devin Haney all the way, man. I feel like that's gonna be an easy fight for Devin. Um,
Wow.
just I think it's gonna be an easy fight for Devin, just off the fact that Lomachenko lost to Tiafimo. Yet they said that he had shoulder problems and stuff like that coming into the fight. As boxing fans, we don't really know how true that is, but I just feel like Devin Haney is gonna outbox the shit out of Lomachenko.
And I guess you see it the same way with Shakur matching up against Vasily as well.
Yeah, I seen them spar back in the day when Shakur was 19 years old. Shakur and Vasily Lomachenko with 12 rounds sparring straight. Shakur was 19 years old, and back in the day, Lomachenko was vicious.
Yeah.
If you 19 years old going it's sparring, but if you 19 years old able to handle yourself like that and sparring, I mean, he sparred Oscar Valdez before he fought him, so I feel like that'd be the same predicament.
Gotcha. I'm not sure if you remember, but I was speaking to you maybe like a month and a half ago or something like that, and you were telling me straight up, look, before Lomachenko leaves, I want him myself. How soon would you see like a matchup between yourself and Lomachenko happening, or is it a little bit unrealistic because I believe he turns 35 in like February or so?
Dang, for real.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, man. Honestly, it's politics. You know what I'm saying? And also, I gotta for the most part, I feel like I gotta wait my turn. Like Devin Haney gotta fight him, then Shakur gotta fight him, then no telling who else he personally wants to fight. He already said out his mouth he's going for the belts. Like he's going for the belt. So I mean, if you want to fight me, is I would think in his shoes you kind of moving backwards type
Mhm.
shit. You understand what I'm saying? Unless the belts get vacant and we both fight for the vacant titles.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, then it's like I don't know. I don't really know. I can't sit here and tell you that, but I definitely still want to fight Lomachenko just off of who he is, man. He's still a great fighter. Lomachenko is somebody I respect. You know what I'm saying? I don't got too much respect for him because I don't know him, but Lomachenko is definitely somebody a great fighter that I would love to share the ring with before he retires. Just because I feel like he's great and I want to test myself.
Gotcha. And just the last thing from me, man. Like I said, I was in the building in Prudential Center, and outside of when Shakur actually came out, when you came out, the crowd was buzzing, man. Loud ovation. When you was making your ring walk, when they were announcing you, when you got on all four of the corners of the ring, when you were going crazy after the knockout, stuff like that. People just really love you. So, like, when do you kind of see yourself getting back into the ring? Do you see yourself squeezing in one more fight before the end of the year?
December.
Gotcha. You want to give us a little release date? Do you know exactly, or you're not really too sure?
I'm not too sure, but they definitely told me December. And I mean, I feel like just before we close this out, I'm 6-0 prospect. What is all the fuss about? Why everybody, right? What is all the fuss about when it comes down to me? I think they starting to believe. I think they starting to realize who I am and what I really can do in this sport. I think they starting to see that I'm becoming a threat. I'm 6-0 prospect. Name another prospect done it like me.
Um, I mean, to be honest, when Vasily was like was like 1-0, a lot of people were on it. Well, yeah, when he was 1-0, yeah, but
How
people
old
were
was
on him. He might have been in his late 20s, to be honest. I know
like
you're incredibly young. Yeah, I know that. So
23? I didn't even reach my prime yet. I ain't even rarely reach my full man strength, and I'm knocking guys out with one punch.
So do you I mean you keep saying that you're 6-0, same thing that you said yesterday on your live. Do you think you're just kind of looking at it and you're just like, people know who I am now. Like I know I'm a threat, they know I'm a threat. I'm intimidating people. Do you think you're just intimidating people at this point right now?
I mean, I gotta be. I just gotta be. It really speaks for itself when everybody retweeting how they retweeting and this, that, and the third. Like if I was a nobody won't doing nothing, then your name would not be thrown around. It
Gotcha.
just it speaks for itself. So I must be intimidating. I must be on people's radars. I must be. I must be. I must. They must be going back and watch my old fights. Man, let me see how good he really is. But the whole time, you know what the businessman doing? Being the businessman.
Yo, man, love to hear it, man. That's why I always enjoy talking to you, man. Really appreciate you. The only thing that I would say is, if you could just tell everybody, that's watching on Fight Hype and just everybody at home, just your social medias, like where to follow you and stuff like that, man.
Man, follow me on Instagram, Business Keyshawn. Follow my YouTube channel, Keyshawn Davis. Go shop on my website, deepshop.
Mhm.
And also follow me on Twitter, Keyshawn Davis #8. Twitter going crazy right now too. Y'all gonna want to tune in.
Got you, man. Appreciate your time tonight, brother.
Thank you.